Coach, do you want to give us an opening statement going into this weekend rivalry series with RPIs who open up league play?
Well, a lot of people here, so you can tell it's a big week. For me, it's really exciting to be a part of, and I've been a part of some rivalries before, but never this one, and excited to kind of see what it's all about.
How would you compare it to Clarkson St. Lawrence?
Well, I guess it's pretty similar. When I was at Clarkson, we didn't really like St. Lawrence very much, and
and then proximity too. It's close by.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're going to see people at the grocery store. You're going to see people, wearing shirts and jerseys around this week. So it's a fun time, and it's kind of, sometimes you might have a neighbor and you realize that you're not going to be barbecuing with them this summer. So it's kind of fun to see where boundaries lie.
Let's go back to this past weekend against UMass and plus the RIT game. 22 goals in those 3 games. What do you have to do to get back to where you were prior to those games?
Well, I think you look at this last weekend, and we didn't protect our net front well enough, and it's going to be a focal point for us. We got to be stronger defensively, and we got to manage the puck better. We have some guys that was their first real test, playing on the road against a really heavy hockey team like UMass was. It was a different level of heaviness than we've seen all year, and they drove the net hard, and we didn't handle it very well.
Do you feel like you prepared the team for this matchup with the way that your schedule was set up prior to?
That was, when we were looking at it, it was something that made me really excited, was just that we were going to get challenged, we were going to get pushed around a little bit and see how we would respond. Some positives, there were some negatives, so areas that we can correct, and watching the video back, I think it's evident in some areas that we have to improve on if we want to be playing teams like UMass later in the year.
PK in particular, because PK had been so near perfect the first 5 games, and then the last 3 had struggled.
I think the one thing you find with special teams is they can be very streaky, and up until that point, there's been the penalty kill has been lights out, and there was no concern. Everybody was kind of felt like this is the one area of our game where we're extremely confident, and then all of a sudden there was a hiccup and we panicked, and then it was like, oh no, there's a penalty, and we were playing passive. And if you play passive on the penalty kill, you get in trouble the way we want to play.
How much have you heard about this rivalry, whether it be from people in the community or guys here? Just how much have you kind of realized, oh wow, this is something that this community really cares about?
Well, I at my kid's youth hockey practice, and all of a sudden, a kid will have a RPI jersey, and a kid has a Union jersey on. You kind of, they banter a little bit. So I've got to pick that up really quick, and I'm really excited to be a part of it, and looking forward to the opportunity.
Go ahead, Jackson.
Has the intensity of practice increased knowing that it's rivalry week?
I think when you give up 14 goals on the weekend, your intensity is gonna ramp up anyways. We're really focused on being sharper defensively, and it's for us, we have high standards, and we didn't meet them this last weekend, and now it's an opportunity to rebound and get after your rivals. So I think it's exciting that way.
The seniors, you're just talking about the seniors have never won the skates. They were able to win the Mayors last year, but has that been something that's been made aware to you, or as far as getting these seniors a win in this series before they kind of head out?
Yeah, I think it was something that they wanted me to know, is that they haven't got that trophy, and it's important to them, and it's important to our program. It's something anytime there's a trophy on the line, we want to try to find a way to win it, and looking for that opportunity.
How important is it to have a packed arena for both these games? Last year RPI restricted fans to just students and faculty and staff, and it was maybe 500-600 people there. They were loud and boisterous, but it's not like 4,500 that they would usually get. And here in Mesa, it's like, I think 70%, 75% capacity, but it's still the intensity. But how important is it to have that feel like a big time with fans on top of you?
I just think it's exciting for everyone to be getting back to normal way of life, and to have that atmosphere. So many people have been cooped up and kind of not been able to do everything that they love to do, and now we have that ability again. So I'm just excited to be a part of it and experience it, and let everybody get out and see what this is all about.
Last year Union dropped both of these games, and that obviously not the way that you want to start conference play. Obviously it's a rivalry matchup, but it's also the start of ECAC play. Just how important is it from that aspect of you want to go into the rest of conference play with some momentum, get off to a good start?
The funny thing for me is like everything has kind of been brand new and like a new experience, whether it was, your first home game. I'd never been to UConn, never been to UMass, never been to RIT, never been to Army for these games, and now finally we're going to a spot that is comfortable, and like I've been to RPI, I know what it is, so I feel like for us to be able to go into a spot where now we can be comfortable and try to get off to that fast start is really important. So for us, it's something we've kind of had this date in mind for a while, that it's the start of the ECAC season. I mean, obviously the games before are important, but this is, points are on the line for conference, and we're ready to go.
When you've been an assistant coach at Clarkson and visited RPI pre-pandemic, obviously Clarkson might be the RPI probably number 2 rivals next to Union and RPI, but could you feel the intensity of that rivalry when you were at Houston Fieldhouse when you were in your assistant coaching days at Clarkson?
No question. I mean, the president at Clarkson during my time was, he might have enjoyed beating RPI more than anyone. So he made us, know how important that rivalry was, and it was fun to be a part of. But now excited to really see what it's like with RPI and Union.
Has President Harris said the same thing to you?
President Harris he lets me know how important every game is. So yeah, I know how much hockey means to Union College.
Having played a RPI before, I'm sure you've had some sort of, communication or relationship with Coach Smith. Has that changed at all? Maybe a little bit extra, camaraderie or excitement getting to see each other?
I think like we have to be partners in the league a little bit, just as a sense of, in our area and looking at what's best for us as far as scheduling moving forward as, 2 programs in the area. But at the end of the day, like we're both kind of on the same block, and I think we both want to kind of own our block and our backyard. So I think it's important for both teams to get off to a good start here.
So no snack talk.
There hasn't been any snack talk yet, but it should be fun.
It seems like RPI has gone faster this year. Are you seeing that on film, and how do you plan defending that?
Well, I think they definitely are trying to speed the game up a little bit, and on video. They want to make plays with pace, and I think we got to close space, take away time and space, and protect the middle of the ice.
With the familiarity of RPI and Coach Smith and what they like to do, what makes them so challenging, and what kind of things you have to keep in mind heading into Friday and Saturday?
Well, I think they're opportunistic, and they have the ability to be a quick strike opponent. Obviously Lee right now is playing great for him, and I think he might be near the top of the scoring in the nation, so we got to be hard on that top line. But overall, they're always really well coached, and they defend hard.
Captains yet?
No, we just kind of will be voting on it today, so hopefully I'll make sure to let you guys know right away when we get that done.